Hi, I'm Simon from Larky 3D Surveys for Architects, and Fishburners is where I came to meet staff, investors, and I did a pitch where we got published internationally.
I work at HeyU, Australia's #1 order ahead platform, and Fishburners is where I met really inspiring people and made friends for life.
Fishburners is where I found my home.
Fishburners is where I met the people who took my business nationwide.
Fishburners is where I grew my startup from 1 customer to 1 million customers.
Fishburner is where Sana found our co-founder and 10 times our connections.
Hi, I'm Justin from Vloggy. Fishburners is where I met my first angel investor that went on to lead the round that closed $750,000.
Fishburners is where I started Australia's most innovative payment startup.
Fishburners is where I stay motivated and grind through every day.
Fishburners is where I found my community.
Where I found networks, resources, and space to take my startup to the next level.
Where I help business owners grow profitable companies that help our community. I help them read their numbers better and make better decisions.
Fishburners is where I've met like-minded people.
Where I've met some of the most influential and supportive people in my life.
Where I go to be inspired.
Fishburners is where I have created a successful business in making amazing videos, and I love this place.
Hi, welcome to Fishburners. I'm Nicole O'Brien, the CEO of Australia's largest hub dedicated to supporting and growing entrepreneurs and startups. Our goal is to make the hardest thing you've ever done easier. And we do this by providing the best facilities, tools, knowledge, support, network and community for your business to flourish. Whether you join our physical hub in Sydney or our digital platform, the Founders Hub, you'll be encouraged, inspired and enabled to grow and be successful. Lots of great ideas have come to life at Fishburners and turned into successful businesses, and you'll be hearing from some of those today as we take you on a fun and inspiring look at what your entrepreneurial journey can look like at Fishburners.
Hey guys, my name's Henry. I'm the head of community for Fishburners in Sydney, and today will be a tour of our office space. So we'll do a bit of a walk around, get a bit of history about how we got started, some of the events, workshops and sort of objectives that we have. Got any questions? You can't ask because this is virtual. So to take it away, we started back in April 2011. So 2 guys founded it, Mike Casey, who's the founder of Grad Connection, which recently sold to Seek a couple of years ago, and Pete Davison, who was one of the early seed investors in PayPal. They got together in a pub in Ultimo. It's introvert meets extrovert. You don't put these two together, let alone having a beer, but somehow they hit it off. Mike looking for cheap office space for his startup, and Pete really just wanted to give back. So they created Fishburners as one of Sydney's first tech co-working hubs, and essentially the rest is history. We started with the top floor of 608 Harris Street in Ultimo, filled it with sort of 30 glass desks. If you hit them the wrong way, they smashed. I once did a tour and a rat jumped out of a cereal box. It really was quite a dump, but essentially we made do. And over a sort of 5-6 year period, we grew that startup hub out to about 133 startups and about 330 members. We had a lot of success stories come through. Some notably would be Koala mattresses. We had Premonition come through, Car Next Door, Mad Paws, and these are all companies that started as really early stage. So teams of 1, teams of 2, and over a period of time, grew their team out and then graduated out of the space. Fast forward sort of 5-6 years, we're now expanded into Brisbane, Shanghai, and then this new facility in Sydney is about 5,000 square meters. Currently, before the pandemic, we had about 278 startups, teams of 1 to teams of 20 in terms of funding sizes. That was no funding all the way through to about 35 mil US. Industry agnostic, tech agnostic. So to put that into perspective, we had someone who was doing plant-based meat all the way through to a 2-sided marketplace for nannying and tutoring. In terms of post-COVID, we're coming back with about 130, 140 startups. But what we're seeing at the moment is people really wanting to come in for that accountability, feedback, social enrichment is huge in the space right now. So now let's take a walk around the space. Follow me. So, welcome to the event space. This is essentially where we hold all of our external events. Fishburners' #1 objective has always been about inspiring people to create tech startups, and we do that through our event system. So if you're here on a weekly basis, you'll see Friday night drinks here, you'll see Friday night pitches. This is where we get really the rest of the ecosystem to come and essentially engage with Fishburners. Obviously, if you're a corporate and looking to rent out space, we offer those services as well, and you can speak to Jane, our event manager, around that. But this really is, if you're looking to get the vibe of what Fishburners is really about, please come along to a Friday night pitch or Friday night drinks and essentially engage yourself with the community. Next up, we'll take a walk around the space. So everyone, welcome to the heritage side of the building, and this is where we'll be talking about some of the offerings that we have, all the way from the Founders Hub through to our physical memberships. So to kick off, this is what the desk space is looking like. So we've got dedicated desks, which are these white desks. These are where you're going to bring your monitor, your cabinet. No one else is going to sit there. That's going to be your 24/7 membership. Through to a community desk, which is the black-legged desks. That's kind of like the hot desking, work from a laptop, still 24/7, but you obviously don't need a monitor. All the way through to our online virtual hub. So we've got memberships where we essentially do all of our content online, the events, the mentoring, the workshops, the perks. That's available for $79 a month at the moment. We'll keep going through now. So in terms of the perks and credits and discounts that are available, we've got $10,000 with AWS, we have $100K with Google Cloud Platform, 90% discount with HubSpot, and about 40% discount for Xero. Now these are some of the credits that are going to be really important for you in your early stage business, so that's a massive reason to be joining up to the Founders Hub or the physical memberships at the moment. Through here is a bit more of the space, so you can see more community desks, more dedicated desks. There's 22 meeting rooms available. They're bookable through our member intranet and that Founders Hub I was talking about, and they're bookable for sort of 3 hours a day. You don't pay for them, there's not a credit system, they're just included in the membership. Obviously, internet, free printing, that's all included as well. What else is really important to the Fishburners community is mentoring and workshops. So with the mentoring, we have about 70 mentors on the platform at the moment, and that's anywhere from accounting 101s through to exit strategy. We've got marketing, design, PR, legal, accounting, finance, investment, tech, and these are all people that are willingly looking to give their time for free, pro bono or ongoing mentoring. And that's something that, as a member and coming in, you should be really making use of. So through here is our main community space. This is our main community space, and this is one of the spaces where members hang out most, and definitely the loudest part of Fishburners. So you've got free tea, free coffee, sparkling water, fridge setup, microwaves, all that sort of thing. A lot of the events that we run at Fishburners are definitely revolve around food, thanks to Georgia and Jane. This is essentially where we do our Thursday lunch sessions. Here is where we do our Thursday Learn from a Burner sessions. These are something that's open to the public. If you're looking for some structured learning, content and development, this is where you should be coming on Thursdays at 12 p.m. We do anything from accounting 101s through to Facebook marketing through to exit strategy. That's something that's key to what Fishburners really should be offering to the ecosystem and something we're really proud of. We're coming now into a bit more of the desk space. So more community desks, more dedicated desks. When you do, if you want to sign up and have a tour, you can really choose what we have available at the moment and suit something that's for you and right for your startup. Hey, so now we're up on level 3, the new side. I mentioned downstairs the first main objective of Fishburners was really to create and inspire more people to create tech startups. The second main objective is about collecting and validating to get a critical mass of startups in one place. That really increased the surface area of luck of, a founder walking in here and meeting someone that's going to help their business and vice versa. That's something that's critical to what Fishburners is about and what a co-working space is about. The third is just connections. That's the team job and the co-working spaces job, right? It's about how do we connect you internally to the skill sets that are here or externally through to corporate partners, VCs, sponsors. And that's something you should be actively talking about with the team about. To put it into perspective, some of the startups that we've got here, we've got Overdose, which is a marketing tech play. Then we've got WearFit, which is a gym class booking software. And then we've got Basketball Forever, which is one of the #1 social media followings in Australia. At the back, you've got Connex, Wave. We've got Connex, which is one of our long-term members. They've raised about 2 or 3 mil over the last 5 years. And then through here, you've got SkySiv, which has actually been sold in every country in the world, bar Antarctica. Welcome to the quiet area of Fishburners. Now I have to kind of keep my voice low here, but this is essentially where a lot of the people that just want to get shit done and not talk. And we should probably be sponsored by Bose. So Bose, if you're watching, we need you to sponsor this. This is the place where I really talk about people not becoming islands in Fishburners. If you come into Fishburners just for a desk, that's not the point. The value out of this place is people, and it will always be the people. You really should be coming in to try and engage. That social enrichment's really high post-pandemic. Like, we really need people coming in and integrating with each other. And that's a huge value out of what this place is about. And as you can see, we're a very big desk base with sort of 500 plus desks. We cater to everything that you should need, and that's something that, so please come and talk to us at the team. We run tours at 10 a.m. every day, or please phone through on the website number. Thanks so much.
Hi, my name's Danny. I'm one of the co-founders of Koala.
I am Mel from Rario.
I'm Jonathan. I'm part of the Connects team.
I am Claudia Galvez.
And I'm Mark Runnels.
And we are co-founders of Pump Free Energy.
Hi, I'm Nick Hazel, founder and CEO of V2 Food, and Fishburners is where I started V2 Food business.
Hi, my name is Betty. I'm the founder of Hustle and Heart, and Fishburners is where I learned to believe in myself.
Fishburners is where I've chosen to get my startup to scale rapidly.
Fishburners is where we grew up our company from 35 sites to 160 in just 1 year.
Fishburners is where I learned how to do a startup. Growing up in Byron Bay, there wasn't a community for me to learn of other people, or even see the ropes, see how people did it, see pitch nights. So when I moved to Sydney, first thing I did was sign up to Fishburners, and that's really where I started my career.
We are a construction technology startup that helps small to medium-sized construction contractors with all of their pre-construction processes.
So Rario is a software development and digital marketing agency. Right now we are on the Fishburners Accelerator program to help our agency convert into an e-learning platform, which is on a mission to basically get the world to upskill in digital marketing.
Pump Free Energy, our startup, is a clean tech that reduces pollution of water by removing the oil and recycling it before it hits the sewer and our oceans.
Koala is a direct-to-consumer online furniture business. Started 5 years ago at Fishburners in Sydney. We basically set out to be the online version of IKEA, but Australian. Our vision is to be the largest furniture company exported in Australia and be sold in every country in the world.
Hustle and Heart is a social enterprise which is designed to really, in one big mission, change the world one woman at a time. We do this through connecting women with coaches, matching them with mentors, and then we donate profits towards rescuing women out of poverty and abuse.
So V2 Food is a company with a mission. We're looking at the total growth in meat consumption around the world and how it's projected to grow. And you look at the physics of growing meat from animals, and the reality is there's just not enough land on the planet to grow enough grain to feed enough animals for us to eat. It's a physical impossibility. So there's a lot of money around in the world looking at alternatives for this from a sustainability perspective. And we thought in V2 Food that Australia might have some of the answers to that. And that's our mission. And we partner with CSIRO to develop some products which now you can buy in Woolies and across the country, or at Hungry Jack's as a Rebel Whopper.
So we're passionate about the way that we treat waste. It's a resource that should be recycled and not dumped. And this is something that we do really well, and our customers are very passionate about it, about having a responsibility towards the environment and towards recycling.
Mitch and I started Koala 5 years ago when we saw that most furniture companies, well, every furniture company, took on average 10 to 14 weeks to get delivery if you ordered online or in store. We also saw there was a very broken customer experience element with putting the product together, and just basically after you purchase, they basically don't give you any support. So we started Koala on the basis that we wanted to be quick delivery, so 3 hours in major capital cities, also availability, always being in stock, and quick assembly, really tackling those key points that IKEA don't do very well. We also really wanted to fix what was happening with koalas around the country and the decline in koala numbers around Australia, so that's why we set out to call our brand Koala and adopt one for every mattress and product we sold.
It came from personal experience, which I think most great startups come from that place. Our co-founder Keith was a carpenter by trade, and we saw a lot of inefficiencies in how an old old industry was doing things, and we thought, look, we could bring a lot of value to it by introducing technology to them. So we jumped in blind after that.
I started the business because I got really annoyed after reading a book called Half the Sky, and there was one stat that said that there were more women killed in the 20th century because of their gender than there were all of the men in all of the wars in the last 50 years. And that stat alone annoyed me so much that I was like, how do I create a business that helps women, you know, in privileged circumstances where there's still limitations, but also how do we help bring those stats right down? And I wanted to use business as a vehicle for doing that.
The biggest challenge for any agency or maybe any startup is always, when do you put on the talent and when do you acquire the customers? It's like a chicken and egg game. If you put on your talent too quickly, you start spending your cash too quickly. So you really need to be acquiring customers but then have talent in your hands. So it's really balancing those two in a really nice methodological way is always a challenge.
Every day is always a challenge in the startup world. I suppose, you know, bringing construction, which, you know, traditionally is not very technologically savvy, bringing the small to medium-sized guys up to scratch and educating them on how, you know, technology can serve their business. That's been it's been a challenge, definitely. And then I suppose finding product market fit within our own sector was definitely a big challenge for us, but one that we were very happy that we were able to overcome.
The biggest challenge is self-belief. Like many women, have been told by the patriarchy to play it small. The biggest limiting belief that I have was how can I help other people if I can't help myself? So that's really held me back from a lot of opportunities, but it actually has been the biggest driver for business because people saw I was struggling and how I've helped to overcome that, and they then believe in the product because of it.
I think you know you've cracked it when your customers ask to become shareholders, and we've managed to pick up 3 of our original customers from leading franchises, and that was really rewarding, so we were very happy about that.
The biggest highlight so far has been the sort of feeling of the emotion that I have from my business in my heart. And I know that sounds cheesy, but intellectually I really understood the concept of empowering women. But actually, when we connected a coach with a woman and they were like, oh my God, I love her, and then you see the changes that happen, that was a highlight. And I was like, if you feel that here and you can make your customers feel that, you're gonna make lots of money, help lots of people, and have lots of impact. And I just don't think it gets better than that.
To me as a founder, the fact that you can go set up your business in another country and just see it flourishing and catching up to doing almost as much revenue and good as Australia in a couple of years, it's one of those kind of feel good moments of that's my baby basically.
I've had a number of things, and I can remember in Fishburners a number of times where we've had a breakthrough and I've been sort of almost dancing because it just seemed to happen right. You know, when we did our first sort of modelling, and then we did the real sort of calculations of our business model, and it seemed to work. Or where we did a technical unlock, which just took our flavour to the next level. Those sorts of things I find thrilling.
The biggest highlight for me is after leaving corporate is to have the freedom to wake up to choose what I do every day, and feeling happy every day to do what I love. That is what the highlight is.
Resilience is a big thing that all kind of startup people need. You know, every day you're liable to get massive setbacks, and it's just the people who are able to get back up from them and kind of learn from their mistakes and go again. I think that's kind of been one of the biggest things I've taken away from the journey so far, is being able to do that.
What I've learned about myself being a founder over the last 5 to 10 years is it doesn't matter how many spreadsheets you make or how many goals you set or how many books you read, startup books. Innately comes down to you as a human being and how you connect with other human beings, how you understand people, how you have empathy, how you can really connect on a level. And self-awareness and mindfulness is the biggest key factor to leadership. And leadership is the one key skill that most founders don't try and research. Every time I speak to founders, they're looking at the next startup book, but it's actually about you as a person, how to connect with people, how to have deep and meaningful conversations with people, work out how they're going, because in the end, that all it is people in a room working on an idea. If you can't connect and work out how they're going, have the tough conversations, you're never going to get anywhere. So that's probably the biggest learning I've had.
You gotta be patient. You have to believe that you're gonna make it. You have to just remember that every single event that happens is actually helping you grow and learn more about it all. What have you learned?
I think, to paraphrase Viktor Frankl, I think you can withstand any what as long as you understand the why, and that's what's kept us working at this. We're passionate about making this work, and we're determined, and that's what keeps you going.
Having a community like Fishburners has meant that I have confidence. I feel like I have a family, people that get me. And Fishburners has just been so amazing. From the day that I've come in here, they've supported me by helping me be an accelerator, introducing me to clients. And I will say this, within 2 months of what I spent on co-working space, I made that back 400% back because of all the introductions Fishburners has introduced into my digital marketing and software development agency.
Well, we actually moved here specifically to tap into what we, believed was going to be really helpful to us. We wanted to live and work and dream and strive amongst fellow entrepreneurs that were going through the same thing that we did. And we've been really delighted with the decision. Nicole and her team have provided us with introductions to customers, introductions to advisors, introductions to potential investors. We won the Clean Tech pitch night here, and as a result of that, we've got a lot of leads. So it's been a great decision, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been it was perfect, and it was just before COVID. It was fantastic to come here. I meet so many like-minded people. It was very good.
And they go to the extra mile, so now they actually serve Pinot Noir, which is the only thing she drinks on a Friday night.
The fact you can go and walk up to people and talk about their business, even though you might be doing different businesses and different industries, you can still talk to them about daily stuff around marketing, around issues around being a director, around just scaling your business. And the fact that there's a community like Fishburners that's available to do that, it's unheard of. I've been to many different co-working spaces and different kind of types of communities in Australia and overseas. And Fishburners, what it means to me as a founder, I find it a place where it's kind of like my safety net. I can go back and ask people. I have a great alumni of people who have worked at Fishburners with me, and they still come in and help my business today.
So when you can come here and have high-level conversations about business, get answers to problems that you have, and then additionally people that actually want to help you and they care, it was a revelation that you just never really knew how much you needed community for your mental health and business growth.
Well, certainly in the beginning, where I was pretty much on my own, I'm pretty good on my own. I'm quite happy sort of being in my own head thinking about stuff, but it's pretty lonely. And just to be in Fishburners, so I can go up onto the 3rd floor, make a cup of coffee, not necessarily have lots and lots of wide-ranging conversations, though we did have quite a few connections with people which have been really useful going forward. But just the idea that you're in a buzzy environment, people are striving, and you get this sort of energy from that, even without necessarily interacting. So I would really look forward, I would get on the train, I'd travel sort of an hour to come in just to sit at Fishburners rather than sit at home, because you need that energy. And Fishburners were always really kind and supportive and kind of forgiving when we were noisy, and it was just a nice vibe, and that's important. You need to feel that you're among a group of people with the same aims. And when you're a startup, of course, there's no people around you. You've got no one else in your company, so you rely on the community to give you that sort of positive feeling.
I would tell an early stage startup, just go out there and do it. There's nothing to fear. Just go, just do it.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest finding a co-founder, somebody who has a different set of technical skills than you, or is, not the same person as you. So it's really good to be able to, bounce ideas off somebody and have that confrontation not in a negative way, but just to be able to kind of see the problems from a different angle. I think co-founders are definitely a massive key to success.
Jump in there, don't wait, don't overanalyze. I've done 9 different startups before Koala. I did 4 or 5 of them at Fishburners, and it wasn't until just trying and learning and testing, and you don't know what you don't know. But the second thing is basically don't just do it for the bottom line. Don't do it for money. If you're going to do it for money, you may as well work for a bank, and then you're going to hate your job. Find a purpose, find why you're doing it, and ask yourself every day, are you changing? Are you making an impact, and can you make an impact on this earth? Because at the end of the day, money comes, money goes, but a lasting impact is what we're all here for.
Don't believe everything that people tell you. There's a lot of people that try and tell things based on their lens or their, experience of what they've gone through. That isn't your experience. So use your intuition as a filter to understand what the truths are for you in life and business, and you cannot go wrong.
Have a mission. The essence of what you do should be really useful, and you should believe in it. And how you do it will change all the time as you pivot, but you've got to have something that you really believe is worthwhile and useful, and then you'll find a way.
I think the big thing is all about perseverance. It's about, not trying to get all the answers before you start, but actually committing and then listening to what the data is telling you. Don't be proud, don't cling to one particular vision. If you need to pivot, do it. But overall, most importantly, just persevere, and you will get there.
You're never alone, and you need to remember that when you're in a startup. Just coming up with a brilliant idea and feeling there's so much to do. And being in a space like this just helps a lot.
It does. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, my name's Georgia and I look after the community at Fishburners. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you learned something new from the video, that you can take away a bit of info about the facilities, the connections, the resources that are available to you as a Fishburners member. We're a passionate team. We really care about you, and we care about seeing you start your idea and bring it to life and scale it, take it to the next level like so many of the people that you've seen today have done. And yeah, if you'd like any more info, make sure to check out our website. We're here to help, and we hope to see you soon.